What's up, chat? How everyone is feeling today? I know, surprise stream today. I typically don't stream during outside of schedule. You guys know me, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But today, you know, still a little bit sick. But I was too much excited about Pokio, and I wanted to keep working on this project. And you guys literally started this with me, so I said, let's just keep going and do another live stream about Pokio and work a little bit more on this open source project. How everyone is feeling today? What's up, Pick and Flow? Nice to see you. Cosme Nerd, what's up, dude? First time chat, nice to see you. Ejoel, what's up? Willie Slayer, nice to see you as well. Ejoel, what's up? Pokio, that's right again. Cosmic Nerd is saying, damn, it's 1:30 a.m. in India. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's crazy, man. That's so late in the evening. You should go to bed. You have to work tomorrow, right? Anyway, nice to see you. Transcend Code, nice to see you. Muhammad, nice to see you as well. And today, boys, we are back. We are back to some Pokio development once again. Excited about this. And, you know, for those who don't know what is Pokio, it's literally this new open source project I'm building. Let me show you real quick. It's kind of what you... oh my god, I'm so sick. Jesus Christ. It's kind of what you would expect. Async await, a la JavaScript, bring to PHP, super easy, just works with your current code, and bam, bam, boom, you just put this in your Laravel stuff, and it really just works. I'm so happy about this, and how happy we actually went yesterday building this project all together. So I want to make you know, showing a little bit what we have done yesterday, but also showing you real quick that we actually have a bunch of pull requests open. So you guys listened to me and you decided to actually contribute into this. And just in the last 24 hours, we already have 60 GitHub stars, 8 forks, and I haven't actually published the repo anywhere yet. So this is kind of just between us, and you guys have kind of answered my claim that you should literally just try to contribute into this project. And we have a bunch of pull requests to review today. So we have that. We have a README to do. We have some new features to build. This will be exciting. How everyone is feeling today? Mushi Xiao is asking if I will be at Laravel Live UK. Probably I won't, dude. I'm gonna be honest, every time I travel, I get a little bit outside of my routine, which is not good. I don't know about you guys, but every time I go out of my routine, what happens with me is that I stop doing sports, I stop eating like shit, I start drinking again. So, when I'm back home, I go to the gym all the time, I have good food, I don't drink at all, and I like to be on that routine because it's super healthy and I get actually a lot of things done. When I'm traveling, everything goes off rails. So I'm trying to avoid traveling as much as I can, and I won't be at Laravel Live UK. I will be at Laravel, it's not official yet. Okay, never mind. But I will be in another Laravel Live soon. Ridizio, how you doing? Prasad, nice to see you, man. And oh boy, we are back with some development once again. What's up, TikTokers? Nice to see you as well. And yeah, we back. Let's get started on this. So what I want to start with is what exactly? I have no idea. Or do I? I think I do, yeah. I want to start by pull requests, I think. So we have a bunch of pull requests. I want to start with the ones I'm absolutely sure that I want to merge them, okay? So what we have today, we have a bunch of pull requests regarding encryption. So we talked about this, that we actually want to encrypt the way that processes communicate behind the scenes between each other. You guys know, every time I'm launching a new async closure, this closure will be executed in the separate process with the same memory as this one. So you can actually, share information with that process. But the way we are communicating between processes is still over the regular file, and we need to encrypt that file because we want to make sure everything is super safe to use. While this lady is saying the following, I was working on my own little project, motorcycle flashcards. Really? That's awesome, man. That's awesome, dude. Oh my god. Here we go. Let's open here the Twitch chat. Here we go. Hey Purvis, how you doing? Benatu, how you doing, man? But yeah, so I think we end up today with a passing test suite. We did have the problems with PHP Stan, so maybe we have a pull request that will make sure PHP Stan is passing. And of course, Konstantin made a pull request which will fix all the PHP Stan issues. This is pretty cool, man. This is pretty cool. So here we have a removal of the read-only keyword on the final class. Why is that? Oh, because the result actually changes in runtime. I have no idea how this was even compiling. Interesting. If this is read-only, how does this was even working? Interesting. Anyway, so Konstantin kind of fixed all the PHP Stan issues by making sure we also handle when things goes off rails, like trying to read a file that no longer exists and everything like that. Okay, so I'm gonna merge this. At least we have PHP Stan happy, and that's always a good thing. Okay, I don't know about you, chat, but I always run PHP Stan at level max, especially in libraries. What is your PHP Stan level? Like literally, what do you use in your own projects as PHP Stan level? My typically default to situation is on libraries I go to PHP Stan level max. In web applications I stay with level 6, 5 because I want to make sure everything it's kind of moves on the fast pace. And obviously if you have PHP Stan as level max, it will complain about shit that it shouldn't. So Renato is saying that he's using level max. Interesting. Even on web development, because on web development can be really, really difficult. Sidework Mike is saying, I hope some country music here again. Absolutely, man. Country music is my thing. So we are going to have that real soon. Teach99 is saying the following. How are you, Nuno? Love from Bangladesh. I'm doing fantastic, dude. A little bit sick still, but taking medicine and getting way better now. Renato is saying the following. Hi, man. What's up? How is your going? I'm doing fantastic, dude. Thank you so much for asking. I'm out for a while, but what is this project? This is literally a async 08 for PHP that really just works out of the box, uncomplicated, without having you to change all your code. So it's called a Pokio, which comes from Tokyo from Rust. And, you know, we are literally at the moment reviewing pull requests. By the way, chat, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do. I love PHP, I love Laravel, and I love everything in between. And streaming pretty much 3 times a week. And also I have a YouTube channel if you want to give me a follow over there. Publishing content when I can. But yeah, that's it. John Purvis is saying that he uses level 6 for the web. Otherwise, you end up fighting it too much. I agree with you, man. I feel that that's the same thing for me. So CI is happy with these changes from Constantine, so I'm going to just merge this. Thank you so much, Constantine. What else we have? With a basic README from Constantine too. This pull request adds a basic README, is a modern and single library which allows you to run multiple tasks in parallel, making it easier to handle and manage concurrent operations. It is PHP 8.3 though, but not bad. Yeah, I feel we can merge this. Obviously, there's a bunch of things to do there, but, you know. Renato is saying, I'm using PHP stand level max, but ChatGPT is helping me to, fixing some of those max level issues. Interesting. That's interesting. Level max is indeed a little bit higher to my taste, but not for libraries. For libraries, I like to have them max, absolutely. Vinicius Oliveira is saying the following. Dude, I just watched your Rust for PHP developer talk and really opened my mind. I never understand Rust, but having you showing the equivalent in PHP helped me a lot. That's awesome, man. I feel like every time you want to do a talk about a complicated topic, just try to do the equivalent for something that people already know. So if you want to explain Rust, just show Rust for PHP developers, or if you want to do, a Go talk, just do Go for PHP developers. And you can always give the equivalent. For example, on Rust, you have Cargo and Composer. Then you have, for example, the main function on Rust, which is the equivalent of the index PHP. So you can literally just, give some real-world examples, and people will just immediately get familiar with it. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. DDC Silva is saying the following. Nuno, Nuno, your work is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, man. So we have 2 pull requests about, adding encryption between the way we communicate between processes, but we also have this one below, which apparently uses memory to communicate between processes. I'm very excited about this one, okay, chat? This is literally a very interesting thing, which is instead of having, because I don't know if you guys remember from yesterday, but within this fork runtime, we have literally this fopen, which will technically open a file where the child process can put the serialized return type, and then from the parent process, we are going to literally just open the file and see what exactly got returned. Now, in theory, this just works. However, this guy came up with something very interesting, which is instead of just putting that stuff within a file, just use memory to do that. So this is wow, very, very interesting to dive into. And it really just works, which is, let me go here to conversation 3, blah, 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 blah. Let me actually run the test suite. So I clicked on approve workflow. So this will actually run the entire test suite, and we are going to probably have some more answers if this will actually work, Hey, Arthur, nice to see you. Oh my god, I'm so sick. Arthur, nice to see you. How you doing? I'm doing fantastic, dude. Just building this async 08 library and reviewing this on stream tonight, which is exactly what we are doing today. Ooh, Pint is not happy already, but we see how it goes. What is this? You should clean up the shared memory block if... Yeah. If the test suite is passing, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't use this, by the way. Thank you so much, Leash. Nice to see you. How you doing, dude? Thank you, Arthur. By the way, Chad, I wanted to apologize by my YouTube content not being, at least I'm not publishing videos. So, just to be clear, I've been publishing shorts literally all days, you know? Every single day you will find a new short in all my platforms, either that be YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. You will always find shorts. And honestly, they perform very well. I'm happy with them. Regardless, videos I haven't published yet because I want to kind of increase the quality of my channel in terms of videos. So instead of publishing something every time, I want to publish when I have actually something which is really good. For example, this video was really good. Probably that's the reason why it performed so well. Same goes with this video right here, which is PHP 2025 is insane, which equally performed very well. But then sometimes you actually publish something which is not very good in terms of quality, and you see that thing on numbers. So what I'm doing now is that instead of publishing all the time, I will only publish when I actually have good content. And I want to make sure that always happens, regardless of how much time it takes. But yeah, you always will find shorts every single day still. Shorts are very easy to do and they are very easy to consume. I am a shorts consumer, and you guys are going to see a lot of this happening on all my platforms, okay? Wildslayer is asking if this approach is similar to the double points memory that we see on SQLite when configuring databases. It might be, actually. It might be. I have literally no idea, but it might be. Amit is saying the following. Maybe if you put large objects in memory, we'll take the risk of filling the memory. Dude, that's a lot of memory. If you wanna fill the memory with text, to be bigger than, for example, 20 megabytes, that's a lot of text already. So I don't think that will ever happen, you know? Hamadan is saying, I'm learning a lot from your lessons. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you saying that. Thank you, thank you. Zfx is saying the following. Do you think it's possible to make a career focusing only on open source? I mean, technically, I could live out of open source already if I wanted to. It's just a question of, you know, a question of what, actually? Of nothing. Like, literally, I could live out of open source already. I have enough money to pay my bills just out of open source, so... Okay, Shad. I'm literally undecided if we should just take a close look into this. So let's see. I'm going to click on Conversations 3. Oh my god. And I'm going to go all the way down to see if we have at least the test suite passing, which we do. This is crazy, Shad. This is actually crazy. So it seems to be working. In worst case scenario, we revert this back. Okay. Overall looks a better solution than me because you can just put stuff on memory and just fetch that result from memory afterwards. So, you know, looks sexy, looks good. I think we can use this. Worst case scenario, we revert. I think I'm going to do something real quick though. Yep. I'm going to do something real quick. I'm going to go here and type something like git checkout fit memory. And I'm going to push this branch empty, just like that. And then I'm going to change the target from main to the fit memory, so we can actually pull this locally and see how it goes. Okay, chat? So fit memory, change the base. So now this pull request, once I merge it, will actually be merged on the fit memory pull, branch. We may have some... Oh, we don't. We don't. So I can just merge this. And then I can go locally and just type the following. What type of music do you guys want today, by the way? Do you guys want some country, some hip-hop, some streaming, gaming situations? What do you guys actually want? Luis shows is saying, the king from Portugal. I wish, dude. Shorts, awesome performance. Exactly, like, shorts are so easy to do, but also, like, I like to see shorts, you know? I like to see shorts. I like to do shorts as well. I think shorts are a great content of 1 minute. I love it. So, yeah, I may, you know, those I'm going to keep for sure publishing them all the time. For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Hey, Siddiq, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, Larastan, I am the creator of Larastan, indeed. Let me go here. Let me put some country music once again. Ba 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 ba. Ooh. Muruli is saying if Portugal have good opportunities for PHP Laravel developers. I personally think that it depends, dude, because some Portuguese opportunities don't pay well. So you kind of have to work for the outside or for companies that are based outside. What's your best performing open source project? Is Past PHP and Pinkery. They both perform very well. But Past PHP pays more, yeah. You from Ukraine? That's awesome, man. I never have been there. So I was actually super close these days to Ukraine to go there, but I may go there soon. Not Termwin. So in terms of numbers, like downloads, probably Termwin, but in terms of actual sponsorships and things, that's Past. Okay, so do we have a passing test suite with this? That's the first question. We do. That's crazy. That's insane. So if I do something like this, let me see something here, chat. So if I require vendor bin auto load, and then I do use Pokio, async, await. Oops. How is the font, chat? The font is too small. I know. I know. Let's go here to 23. Okay. So let's, for example, async function, and then potentially sleep for 2 seconds and return 2. And then let's do the same with B. Sleep for 2 seconds and return 4. Now I'm gonna wait for A and B. So I would expect this to take 4 seconds, exactly 4 seconds. Wait, what? Call undefined function Pokio async. Wait, what? Oh, didn't we namespace this already? Oh, we didn't namespace. Chat, what do you think? Should we namespace these functions or make them globally available? What do you think? Yeah, the functions are global. Globally? Okay, let's make them globally then. Okay, let's see. So I expect 4 seconds. We didn't test yet the result though. Insane, it just works. How about the result? So the result A and the result B. Can I dump this? How do I dump? Oh, var dump. Never mind, chat. So I expect to see 2 and 4. Holy moly, just works. Well, chat, I guess we are going to use that memory situation. That's insane, though. Like, literally. What the heck? I'm going to also add this example.php to my git ignore. Wait, what? Just add it here. Why is it here, though? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, do I need this? I may need this. What the actual fuck? Git ignore. Just ignore the thing. Example PHP. Okay, never mind, chat. Maybe it's like already staged or whatever. It might be that. Wait, how about now? Okay, so now I can create the file, I guess. Here we go. All right, cool. So I can go back to main and actually merge this. We may find some conflicts, though. We are going to, for sure, find some conflicts. So I'm going to actually just pull everything I have first. Here we go. And then I'm going to merge feed memory. And now we have the conflicts. Here we go. Vilmont, thank you so much for the subscription through Prime, man. 2 months already. Appreciate your support. You are awesome. Yeah, we could have used DD. That's a good point. I could have used a DD instead of that var dump. Yeah, let's do it globally. Pick and flow in Arthur and Luis. I think globally will just work. Monsef as well. Yeah, I do agree on that. Which type of files should we put on a git ignore? So typically you put files on the git ignore that you don't want to keep them versioned. For example, if you have some sort of caching files or files that exist temporarily, you don't want to put that on Git, for example. So you just can list them on git ignore and they will not ever be pushed.
I omite Alice.
Alice, thank you so much. YouTube premium sponsor, man. I really appreciate your support. You are awesome. Thank you, thank you. Cherking is saying, this is awesome. I'm watching this with my girlfriend right now. She's learning so much. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Murilo is saying, can you see Laravel core benefiting from asynchronous concurrent functions execution? I think there is a few places we may actually leverage this, yes. By the way, chat, today I've used Juni at work a lot, and it's kind of insane. Like, I feel twice as productive, like literally. Sometimes I'm like fixing PHP stand issues, and I just say to Juni, can you run the test suite and fix the issues on the test suite while I do this? And it's just twice as productive, like literally. So much better. Okay, so we want to keep the changes on the feed memory, but not the other ones. So this ones go away. Just like that. And this one should be good. Which it is. Which places do we have more conflicts, though? So we have on the runtime and on the result. And again, we want to keep the changes on the feed memory, but not the other ones. So all this stuff goes away. All right, here we go. We should be good. What happens if I run vendor bin past? Thank God we have a test suite to make sure things are working as expected. And as you can see, they are. Okay, so what I can do here is just push everything we have. Give me a moment, chat. Apologize, just 1 second. Oh my god, what is this? 1 second, chat. I really apologize. I apologize, chat. Oh, here we go. All right. We are now using in-memory communication between processes instead of using an actual file. Meaning that we don't even need the support folder. Oh, okay, it's gone already, which is good. It's insane how this actually works. I'm gonna make some cleanup real quick. Do we have PHP stand happy though after this? We may have. We may have. If we don't, we need to fix it. Yes, we do. So I can type composer test. This will run the entire test suite, and we should be good to go. Ooh, we have some misspellings apparently. Interesting. Okay. So obviously, PackPHP doesn't know what PED means, which in reality, it's kind of a difficult thing to understand, right? PED or even Schmicky. But I guess I'm fine with adding these things to PackPHP is preset. So I'm going to provide this option, ignore all. So I'm going to type vendor bin pack ignore all, and this will pretty much ignore all of the problems we found. Now I can run composer test once more. Dan, how you doing? Nice to see you, man. Franklin is asking, what happens if the sleep is different? Wouldn't that be the... Wait, what? So basically, those two asynchronous functions are executed in parallel. So if you have something that sleeps for 2 seconds and something that sleeps for 4 seconds, both combined will take 4 seconds, okay? I could have asked Juni to fix the conflicts. Indeed. I haven't done that. Is Twitch... are you seeing ads on Twitch? Dude, I literally removed ads on Twitch. I don't know what I can do anymore. I removed all of the ads from Twitch. I don't know what else I can do. Like, maybe they are adding ads now without my consent. I don't know what else to do, dude. That's it. You should always sign commits. Why? Are you no longer using PHP stand? Yes, I am. Check this out. Why would you say that? Check this out. PHP stand, level max. Oh yeah, boy. You come here, level max. Real easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh my god, what am I doing? One moment, chat. This goes full screen. This stay here. Exactly. Okay. So next step is continue to review pull requests. So we no longer need encryption, I think, because everything is happening over memory. So we no longer need this. So I'm going to just answer, thank you, dude. Appreciate your work on this, but we are no longer using in-memory, in-file process communication. If you want, consider adding this to the new in-memory communication if you think it makes sense. Love you. Pack always complained about the DTO word. Maybe you can add that to the list of default words. Oh my god, I apologize. This guy had so much work on this, but we no longer need this, like literally. So I'm gonna answer the same. We literally don't need this anymore. Declare strict types to all files. Fuck yeah, that's a good change. Oh yeah, why we don't have this? Isn't supposed Rector PHP add this strict types on top of everything else? Wait a second, do I don't have my pint.json file? I don't! Oh my god. Chat, I have this little project called it Pint Strict Reset. I'm going to share with you all in case you want to use it. And this comes with my Pint preset, which for some reason wasn't being used on this file. So what I will do is just copy this entire thing and use it on this project. This will basically add the class string types to all files automatically, automagically, bam, bam, boom. It really just works. So I'm going to type here pint.json, copy paste this entire situation. This will do a bunch of stuff, by the way, making sure all classes are final, everything is private, traits are ordered, interfaces are ordered, there is no useless crap, everything is really pretty. So you guys wouldn't see. You want to see? Watch this out. I'm going to go here. I'm going to type vendor bean pint. And as you can see, just did a bunch of stuff, including adding the class string types on every single file. This is so powerful. Okay. So this is done. I can type this, and I'm going to just commit this with coding style changes. And we no longer need this. I'm going to say, thank you, dude. Actually, I was missing a pint.json that adds all this stuff. Sorry. It's done already. Yamdabad is asking if there is a security or legal problem using packages like this. What do you mean? There is no legal problem about using open source. If it's truly MIT, you can use it for whatever you want to. Side work Mike is saying, awesome, declare. Yeah, you mean the string types? It's awesome indeed. Pig and Flow is saying, sweet. You mean the Pint preset? Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good one, right? Renato is asking, how is the Essentials package? It's working fantastic, dude. Honestly, like, if you guys go to Nuno Maduro Essentials, you will find this little Laravel project that adds already everything I love by default in Laravel. So you can use this. It's very pretty and really just works. Okay, so how far are we with pull requests open? So 2 pull requests only. So we have a new one from Fazzy02, which adds the Pokio facade with spawn and join. What is this? Ooh. Ooh. Looks really similar to Tokyo indeed, but do I want to do that? It's interesting indeed, but do I want to do this? I think I'm going to hold on this one for now. Because this is literally like a wait, and this is literally a sync, and this is literally a wait. So I think I'm gonna wait on this one. Okay. So what I said is like, I'm gonna hold on this one. Looks cool, but I kind of want to make the API simple for now. Catch exceptions. Ooh, this is a sexy one. There's a bunch of conflicts though. Comes from Parkour Ben 99. Oh, right. Because literally when we communicate between processes, an exception may happen, and we don't have a way of handling an exception at the moment. Did he have tests for this? He did. Okay. Async with an exception thrown. What happens if this happens? Exactly. Yeah, I expect this await to actually throw this exception. What is an edge dog? Oh my god, like Sonic. Interesting. Sonic the Hedgehog. Now it all makes sense. Oh my god, apologize. Did he have an API for the promise class though? He didn't. Okay, so let's think a little bit, chat. When you use something like JavaScript, right? When you use something like JavaScript, if we go back to the example.php file, help me out on this one. So, on JavaScript, for example, if you have an API like file get, and this API returns a promise, typically, if you do file get await, for example, if this throws an exception, we'll just bubble up. So this makes sense. However, if you just use the promise API, you have the then, right, when the promise gets resolved, but you also have the catch. Okay. So this doesn't have support to that yet. It's just about just literally communicating the exception from the child process to the parent process, which is exactly what I want. All right, let's pull this locally again. So I'm going to do the same situation. I'm going to literally just go here and type the following. I'm going to type git feat or checkout feat exceptions handling. And then I'm going to merge this stuff over this branch and see how it goes. Hey, Gianmark, how you doing, dude? Nice to see you, man. Hey, Paulo Silva, thank you so much for the following, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So now, oh, not feat memory. I want to merge into feat exceptions. Apologize. Here we go, Shad. So now, ooh, we do have some conflicts to solve. This sucks. Let's see if I can solve them here real quick. Right, so this goes here. We don't need this. So this one is done. How about this one? We no longer have the pipe path. So this goes like this. And, ooh. We no longer have this. So it goes like this. And finally, the clutch strict types goes all the way top. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 boom. That's done. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Here we go. So conflicts are done. This will merge again feats exceptions. Let's see how it goes. Dude, if you have questions about Git problems, I guess the best place to put those questions is on my Discord channel. So go to my Discord channel. I literally, have a place where you can have, or you can put some questions if you want to. Or otherwise, if someone on the chat would like to help them out, I'm happy to, to allow that as well. Murilo Barreto is saying the following. Maybe you should add the configuration param to tell the payload should be encrypted on memory as well. Yeah, I may actually do that. I think that's actually a good idea. So that's why I've answered to people that they should literally just consider the pull request they have done to encrypt to file, but also to the memory, because we undeniably will need that as well, potentially, if having like plain information in memory becomes a problem, I guess. I don't think I will stream on making mobile apps with PHP at the moment, because it's still like a paid framework, So native PHP, I think it's a great project, is a great way of making mobile apps, but it's still under a paid subscription, which makes it technically impossible for you guys to try it out. So once that is like free for everyone, I'm gonna probably make a stream about that. But I don't think right now is the right moment yet. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, I'm handling exceptions, right? So let's see if we have a happy test suite at the moment. We do. I'm going to provide git pull to push everything we just merged into feed exceptions. I'm going to type vendor bin passed, and we do have all the test suites passing, which is exactly what we want. Now, I'm going to look into the code that got merged to see if I'm happy with those changes. So what I will do is click on feed exceptions. And I'm going to click on this pull request once more and see which is the content we have inside. So we have a closure rescue, which may or may not exist. So I'm going to teach you something, chat. Something you can do is avoid nullable parameters, and I typically try to avoid them all costs. So here, for example, we have a closure which might be null. And when you have something that might be null, what ends up happening is that within all your code will end up with if conditions. For example, if I go here into the promise, I'm going to end up somewhere doing, if we have this, then you execute the thing, otherwise you don't. So what you can do is literally provide or use this thing called the null object pattern, which is exactly what I will do. So if the user doesn't provide a rescue, I'm going to give a default one. So what I will do is the following. I'm going to go to... Do I want to do that, though? Because apparently the result is if we have a rescue. Interesting. Okay, so I execute the callback, I get the result, then I try to catch an exception. But if we have a rescue, we use that. If we don't, we keep the original result, which is null, right? Because we have an exception. I guess I'm going to try to... Let me see the test suite real quick. Okay, so here they provide the rescue. Oh, the rescue allows me to overwrite the return type. Interesting. And if I don't give this, for example, what is the result on an exception situation? Might be null, right? It just throws the exception. Interesting. Okay. Got you. Because if you have... That's why he have done it this way. Because it's also a boolean. Acts as a boolean as well. In the sense that if you have a rescue, just execute the rescue. Otherwise, just rethrow the exception like normal. Okay, chat. I won't use the null object pattern because... Indeed, if we don't have a rescue, we want to rethrow the original exception. This makes sense, actually. Yamdabad is asking why automated tests are important in Laravel. Well, for multiple reasons, man. Like literally, we just merged a big pull request, and we want to make sure everything still works as expected. So the only thing you have to do is rerun your test suite. Imagine having to kind of testing all the possible scenarios by hand all the time. So that's why automated tests are important. Deep Vision is saying the following: everybody is catching exceptions, but I want them to be free. Roberto 99 is saying the following: tests are important not only in a Laravel project, but also in any project, regardless of language. Nuno has awesome videos about this, I think. Indeed. Even, how you doing? Nice to see you, man. Thank you so much for saying hello. Anonymous is saying, are you going to add generics? If you're asking if I'm going to add generics to this project in particular, yes, I will. So, my goal is having PHP Stan able to understand something like this. So if I go to example PHP, if I type something like this, for example, PHP Stan will be able to understand that the result is in fact an integer, okay? So to do that, I'm going to have actually to use generic types, okay? We may do that today as well. Maybe if we find time. It's not that difficult either, so it's actually a good opportunity to write some PHP Stan tests as well. Canada Rise is saying the following: hello guys, it's been a while since I got you the chance to watch you live. I've been so busy lately. That's fine, dude. Welcome to the live stream once again. You're welcome, Anonymous. For mobile development, I think you should still go with native PHP if you are super familiar with PHP and if you like it. You have also React Native, which is equally a good choice. So, yeah. You are going to be in Laravel US? Me too, man. That will be awesome. So we now have exceptions. I wanna organize a little bit the test suite. How I'm gonna organize this literally? I almost want to call this features. What is this adjunct exception? Oh, it's a regular exception. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna have here a folder, call it features, and I'm gonna move this to here. I'm gonna have equally an exceptions folder for all my features exceptions. Nice. This is looking good. This will change to feature tests. And I want to start with a very simple await test. Okay. All right, good. And then I have an exceptions test. And I think I'm going to move all those that handle exceptions inside of this. Okay. By the way, chat, there is something you can do when working with past PHP. Every time you see two exceptions like this, two expects like this, super close by, something you can do is convert this to multiple exceptions into chain. Watch this out. So instead of having expect, you just do expect E to be that and E get message to be whatever. Okay, so just replace that with the and, which is a little bit more sexy. Okay. Happy test suite? Not exactly. Why is that? Faileth to open shared memory block. Ooh. What the fuck? Ooh. That was interesting. We may have to see why this is even happening. Roberto99 is saying the following regarding still unit tests. Well, first you have to write the test, then you have to automate them with GitHub Actions or run them on every commit. Yeah, I think like obviously a CI is very important when talking about unit tests. But yeah, the first step is actually making sure you are able to write your first test. So once you do that, you make sure that you are able to write multiple tests that are going to actually see your pages and see if they are working as expected. And if they are, just write a bunch of them. And finally automate all of this by adding this to GitHub Actions. I typically use GitHub Actions. I don't know what you guys use. I just use GitHub Actions all the time. What do you guys use? Write in the chat. I want to see that. Okay, so this is actually good enough. We do have 4 tests already. Do I want to work on that? Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to work a little bit on the README as well. Yeah, I want to do that. Let's go here to the readme.md. We have something already, but not enough. By the way, chat, if you guys want to build me a logo, I would appreciate that. Let's go here to the Essentials package, and let's just copy paste this entire deal. Okay, I'm gonna just copy paste this entire deal. Okay, so obviously here will be Pokio. We don't need a roadmap or a list of features yet. Okay. Here will be the usage. This will be Pokio. And this looks good. This package is a work in progress. Don't use it yet. It modifies the behavior. Oh, we don't need this. Don't use it yet. That's enough. Requires PHP 8.3 in Laravel 11. That's not true. So I can just remove this. And then I can copy paste the description that Constantine have wrote for me, which is this one. Perfect. And I can remove all of this. Okay. Here he goes. So Pokio is a modern asynchronous library for PHP, built to bring concurrency programming to your code base. It allows you to run multiple tasks in parallel, making it easier to handle and manage operations. All right, looks good. Good. Usage. Do we need this? We don't. I think the best example we can give is the one I give on Twitter as well. So I'm going to type here async function and then sleep 2 and then return task 1 and then another sleep task number 2, and I'm going to call this promise A, and this will be the promise B. And finally, we await for all of them. And I can equally use array destructuring to do result A1 and result B. Here we go. Easy description. I think it works really good. Okay, I do need to replace this with Pokio. All right, I did publish something recently. Not sure of Essentials, but now I like to also publish like links to my socials. So I think I'm gonna go to past PHP, and I'm gonna copy this situation exactly. Oh, maybe I have a better example on collision. Let's see. Yes, I do. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna use this so people follow me on that README. I'm gonna put this below the usage. And this will be called follow Nuno. Streams almost every weekday. No, not exactly. Videos every weekday. Nope, nope, not exactly. Not happening. What is the coverage now? That's actually a very good question. Let me just push this. Coding style and README. We do need to merge this back to main. So I'm gonna do this and merge feat exceptions. Hopefully no conflicts. Let's go. I'm gonna go to some EPUB if you guys don't mind. Yeah, low fee EPUB, let's go. Murilo Barrento is asking the following. Which are the skills that you think are mandatory for a senior PHP Laravel developer? Oh, dude, it depends of the work you are doing. I would say like something to bet on, at least in the future. You want to bet on React, you know. I feel like all the front ends will be built with React in the future, like literally. Back in the days, we had things like jQuery and other frameworks. I feel like React will be around for the next 20 years, like literally. So if I were, you know, starting programming these days, I probably would bet myself on Laravel, React. Obviously, want to know Git. Docker is a good choice as well. What else? You want to learn about databases, about caching. But you want to be good with AI development as well. So you want to master like literally using an agent like I'm using here, Junie, all the time. I use Junie pretty much all day, dude. It's insane. So you want to make sure you master as well coding with AI agents. You want to make sure you master terminals. What else? Yeah, pretty much that it, I think. I'm coding a new async wait library for PHP. Why PHP? Because it's a language I love. Laravel Herd versus Docker. Well, for local development, I use Laravel Herd, but I still think like you should learn Docker regardless, because Docker is still used in production and everything, you know. Jimmy is asking why PHP. I made a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel about that. Go there and, you know, I have videos about why I think you should use PHP in 2025, why PHP is modern. But yeah, go to my YouTube channel. And, you know, on my YouTube channel, I have a bunch of videos why I think PHP is so good these days. So you can come here. Hey, what the heck? Oh, I'm live. Jesus Christ. I thought I wasn't live on YouTube. Anyways, you have this PHP 2025 is insane. And this is a very good YouTube video that explains you like why PHP is so good. You know, we talk about PHP stand, which is the equivalent of TypeScript or any type language. We talk about Pint. We talk about past. We talk about coverage, type coverage, code coverage, mutation testing. I talk about everything. So if you want to see like why PHP is so good these days, just go there immediately. It's so good. Okay. Yeah, so React, Laravel, Git for sure. Like everyone uses Git, like, you know. So you want to be good at Git. You want to be good at terminals. You want to be good with editors, with agents. You want to be good with networking. This is something like not a lot of people talk about, but you want to make sure you go to meetups. You have friends who are geeks like you. You want to make sure you have friends who push you to be better. You want to make sure you are not the best in your company. This is a very important thing, chat. Like literally, if you are the best in your company, if you know everything in your company, you probably should change to other company and find a better job, because that means you're not progressing anymore. So, at Laravel, for example, now I have people who are way better than designer than me. I have people who are way better at front end than me. I have people who are way better than me doing infrastructure. So every time I'm interacting with those people, I'm learning. If you're not learning in your job, that's probably a good reason why, or a good indicative that you should change. Hey, João, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Okay, so we just pushed the README. This should actually be kind of sexy already. Let me see. Yeah, Pokio is a modern asynchronous library for PHP. I like the modern. So I want to I'm going to tell you how I want to pitch Pokio, okay? So obviously there is better libraries out there for asynchronous programming in PHP. I don't want that. I don't want to be the best. I want to be the library that just works on any project, and you don't have to have extensions, you don't have to install whatever. It really just works with your existing code, and bam, bam, just like Paint, just clicks immediately. It really just works. So if you guys would have to pitch me this, give me like the best description possible to make this go to the user. Like, he immediately gets the point that this is not the most performant, not the best one, but the one that really just works. It's brainless. It just clicks, bam, Let me know. You are the best at your company. Yeah, that's typically a red flag, man. But, that's why sometimes I ask for changing projects, even within Laravel, because I want to be better at doing other things as well. So, Roberto is saying, very interesting, because on the 37 Signals homepage, they have this careers page, and they say something like, who are you? If you're a rock star, just pass. Exactly. This library is an async await library for PHP, and I'm going to use this on Past4, on the core of Past4. I'm building this for myself. So I want something that really just works with Past4 and works from a use case. And hopefully, if anyone else sees the appealing on this, that's a good thing. Appreciate TikTokers being there. You guys are supporting me all day. Thank you, thank you. AG is saying that Pokio dev is not working. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's fix that. Thank you, AGZev, for saying that. Ooh, I forgot to literally change this. Oh my god. Okay, it's done. By the way, GSAC, this is not ready, so don't use this in production, okay? If you want to play a little bit with this locally, it's fine, but don't use this in production, okay? Why we don't have a happy test suite, though? The test suite was not happy. Give me a second, GSAC. I'm going to fix that for you, but first I want to see why the test suite was not... Oh, it's formatting, okay. So I'm going to type composer lint, and hopefully we'll detect something, and we can move forward. It didn't. Like, what the fuck? Oh, it did. Here we go. Oh, this wasn't read-only. Thank you, Pint. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so this should be good. I can now go here, and just copy paste this link and add it to packages. Oh, here we go. I think something we need to discuss, chat, is should I don't think I should. I think this library will actually be super small, but potentially we have two options. We can go with our own organization, something like this. We can go with Pokio PHP / Pokio, or go with Nuno Maduro / Pokio in terms of organization, okay, chat? So in terms of where do I place the code, what do you guys think? Should we go with this or this? Write on the chat your opinion. This is very important, okay? So there is no actual difference. The only difference is that people, for some reason, this is actually true. Like, even if it's at least one guy maintaining the thing, people just think this is a little bit more professional, instead of being a solo person developing this. So, what do you guys think? B2. So you guys think it should be Nuno Maduro, right? Canada Ras is also saying that it should be Nuno Maduro as well. Renato is saying, on the other hand, that it should be Pokio Pokio. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, man. Dev, I don't know who I am, is saying, I personally don't care if it's some guy username. Roberto99, I think it doesn't matter. Look at PHP unit. Well, I do have organizations like, for example, if you go to past PHP, this is literally an organization, you know? But this is a big project as well. What else do I have? I have a bunch of them, actually. Larastan is equally something like this. Larastan is an organization as well. So, I don't know. Oh, Poco PHP is taken? Really? No way. No way Poco PHP is taken. Here we go, it's not taken. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, I'm gonna take Poco PHP. I'm gonna take Poco PHP real quick. I'm gonna go here, new organization. And I'm gonna take Poco PHP real quick. Create free organization. I call this Pokio PHP. Just in case I decide to go there, you know. My personal account, and I do accept everything. Here we go. All right, we got the Pokio PHP in case we decide to change this to this place, okay? Yeah, we may use, I don't know. Let's for now keep the thing under Nuno Maduro Pokio, and then we see how it goes, okay, chat? All right, it should be good. So some of you were asking, like, how exactly did we get started with this? Well, it should just work. So let me go here and actually use this in a real project. So I'm gonna go here, git status, okay. I'm gonna actually do something like, I'm gonna create here a folder with the name playground, okay. I'm gonna ignore this folder as well. And I'm gonna jump into this folder and I'm gonna type Laravel new stream. No starter kit, past PHP, and let's actually use this to test this project already. Oh, people on Mars is saying, that's what I meant. You should claim it before someone takes it. Yeah, well, that was a good idea. Thank you. Vigo is saying be consistent with Nuno Maduro Pokio. What do you mean? Okay, we don't need npm. Let's jump into stream. And let's actually have an example using this project. So I should be able to go to routes console.php, and if I have, let's actually migrate this. So PHP artisan migrate. So we should have literally the user factory, for example. So let's go here, for example, and type PHP artisan tinker user factory count 100 and create. So this will create 100 users. Then I'm going to exit. So something I should be able to do is, for example, I want to do, for example, 10 different queries, like user query all query get. Okay, so this is literally 10 different queries. Okay, and obviously this just works. I'm gonna actually have this all array, and I'm gonna use it as async. Why? I didn't even... Oh, because it kind of have the context of the project we are working on. Gotcha. So what else do I want to do here? Yeah, I want to count the result of this query, for example. And then potentially just increment it. Can I do this? Okay, what is the result then? Let's see. PHP artisan inspire 1000. Okay, makes sense because we have 1 to 10 and each time we are fetching 100. So 100 plus, exactly. Okay, makes sense. 100, okay? And obviously, if we are doing something a little bit heavy, like let's sleep here, or you sleep actually, for 200 milliseconds, which is kind of what the time the operation takes. Still super fast. Let's go here with this. What the heck? How about this? Here we go. Okay. Can I put 10? All right, cool. Would be kind of would suck a little bit if this doesn't work at the end. Just print it. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Exactly. Okay. Did you try Junie? Yeah, man. I have a YouTube video just about that topic. Go there, man. I have a YouTube video just about Junie. Okay. So what I want to do now is, instead of doing this stuff right here, I want to do the following. I want to have a big chunk of promises, or I don't even need to do this actually. What do I need to do? How I would solve this asynchronously? Let me think. Oh, I think I know. I would potentially do this. Ooh, there is a big question, which is if that count will actually work, but... Okay. Rage to 10. And then I would await all of them. Oh, I do need a wait here. Exactly. We don't need this. This doesn't go here, but here. Okay, so we do this 10 times, then we have promises, we need to fetch those results, so we'll wait for all of them. And finally, we sum them all. So for each result, we just sum them. Okay, so this should technically, if it works, give the same result. Call undefined function async. Okay, so we need to incorporate the package. All right, so let's do that. Here we go, including Pokio. Get my terminal and run this. Oh my god. This is actually like crazy. Oh my god. Insane. Like literally. This is insane. I don't know if you guys saw, but this was taking like more than 1 second, and now we are literally close to 0 seconds, close to instant. This is insane, chat. Honestly, I do see myself using this stuff all the time, even for concurrently requests being made to an API or something like that. This is insane. Honestly, this is insane, chat. Oh my god. It's so easy to put in place. It really just works. This is nuts. Nuts. Like literally nuts. I'm so excited about this. It's kind of also consistent as well. Insane. Woof. Okay, so we have a README. What else do we need? We need a video about this. We need a video about this. I need a video about this. And I do need to fix this test suite. Jesus Christ. Unserialized has a parameter with data with no setup. Blah, 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 blah. Why this is failing like only on the lowest though? Oh, okay, gotcha. So this was PHP Stan. Okay. Shit, I'm so excited about this, by the way. Insane. And 30. Okay. Because we actually don't know. Do we? Oh, we do. Parameter array. Metro Floyd, how you doing, dude? 6 months already. Thank you so much for the subscription through Prime, man. I really appreciate your support, man. It's been a hell of a ride. I agree with you, man. But happy to count with your support. Thank you so much, man. Hey, Zach. How you doing, man? I'm building literally an async await library for PHP. Something that is really easy to put in place and really just works for my projects. So that's what am I doing today. Well, now in particular, I'm literally fixing PHP Stan. We don't need this, I think. This should be enough. Here we go. Is PHP Stan happy? Not yet, because I'm missing that thing at the end. How about now? Almost. Class does not exist. Yes, it does. It's a string. Or actually is a string class or a class string. Here we go. Invalid object to throw on the line. Oh yeah, this is literally a throwable. We may work a little bit on generics today, if we find time. Yes. Oops. Oh, it's fine. Git status. Okay. So this will literally fix all the PHP stand issues. So we can type here fixes type issues. Okay. Let's work a little bit on PHP stand. So I don't know if you guys know, but for Laravel, I actually have written PHP stand tests. Okay. So when you go to Laravel framework, something you may have seen here is this folder called types. So this is something I have developed, and what it does is you will find literally tests for your types in Laravel. So here, for example, if I type value foo with 42, you assert the type will be this one, for example. So I'm going to just copy this example and go to tests and have equally, or I'm going to have actually at root level something called the types. I want to be sure that I add this to the Git export because I don't want people to end up with this folder. So here I'm going to actually not export this, okay? Easy peasy like that. Finally, what else do I want to do? Yeah, I want to have an async.php. And this will basically test the return types of the async function, okay? So, all right, so if I have a promise, which is async and simply returns 1, exactly, I want to assert the type is 1, not integer, okay? And this is actually already failing. So how do I run this, though? I literally forgot to see that. So let's go here into PHP stand.types neon. Oh, just that. Gotcha. Oh, maybe I just have to run PHP stand, like literally, and it will automatically check this file. Let's see. It doesn't. Interesting. What happens if I go to my PHP stand.neon, though? Exactly. I need to have this types here. How about now? Here we go. Expected type 1 actually mixed. Okay, cool. So the only thing we have to do, or at least is the only thing I expect, is we need generic types. So what I'm going to type here is template type or T return type, type of the return type, and or T return only, and then the given closure will be a regular closure, which may have whatever you may give me, like this. Do I need this? I don't think I need this. I don't need this. And then the return type will be the given one. Okay, this should just work. Ooh, not exactly. Okay. Oh, because this returns a promise. I'm stupid. Jesus Christ. Okay. So this will return a promise with the following return type. Exactly. Okay. So I do need to make the promise equally generic as well. Chat, do you guys understand generics like this? Like, do you typically use generics in your own projects? Write on the chat if you typically use something like this in your own projects. I'm going to be honest with you. Typically, I only need this stuff, or I only do this kind of stuff on libraries, okay? So I don't do this kind of stuff on a regular web project because I just don't have to. Libraries are typically generic by default. You never use it? Well, but the rule of thumb is you want to make sure like tools like PHP stand understand what exactly is being returned from these functions. And for that, you need to make like this functions generic. It's a very difficult thing to explain, but also to grasp a little bit. But, you know, if you want to make PHP a little bit more typed, it's something that you have to deal with. That's it. Okay. So the promise accepts a template return, T return, exactly. And I'm going to go all the way down. And when we resolve the value, I'm going to return T result. Okay. So typically, I should be able to go to my await now. Let's say the following. Template T return. Or actually, yeah, template T return. Like this. And then the T return will be given by this promise. And the return type will either be T return or an array with multiple T returns. We are going to have to make this conditional here. So this might be happy now, but I don't think it will be happy once we actually start using arrays. So I don't know. So parameter 1 of the callback function async expects closure with... ooh, this is not correct. Yep, this is not correct. This is like this. And the return type is promise T return. Here exactly. How about now, chat? All right, that was close. Expected type 1, but actually was array integer. Yeah, so this actually makes sense because the return type is actually an integer, okay, as you can see here. So we are doing this correctly. However, we are saying the following. We are returning an array of integers or an integer, which is not exactly true. So I think to solve this problem, we need to use conditional types. This will be super tough, but let's see how it goes. PHP Stan conditional types. I hope PHP Stan support this. Otherwise, conditional generics, basically. So they have if stuff. Please do. Siddiq is saying we can use conditional return types. Exactly. I'm hoping that PHP Stan has that. I think he has because I've used that on Lattice Stan a little bit already. What should I search for? Conditional return types. Oh, PHP Stan. Here we go. This is what we need. Okay, so if promises is array, then return an array of T results. So then it would be this one. Otherwise, it will be just be T results. All right, chat. Are you guys ready for the moment of truth? That was close. Yep, I found it. Yeah. Luis is saying the following. One doubt. T return will always be the T param. What do you mean? Like here? Yeah, absolutely. Like what we are going to get will always be the return of the closure. So absolutely. This is not working though. Why is that? So async should return poke your promise T return, but returns poke your promise mixed. Oh, okay. I know why. I know why. It's missing this stuff. How about now? Here we go. So we did made this function fully generic, meaning the following. If I do something like this, promise A and promise B, I do expect this to be an array integer and then string integer potentially. That was close. Oh, we actually made it, I think. We just swapped the parameters here. There we go. There's some covariant situations here. So async on the line 10, which is... wait, what? What happened here? Jesus Christ. Okay, so... Parameter 1 of promises and function async line 10 expects an array. Oh, I know exactly what's happening. They expect the return types to be the same, which is not always the case. This will be so tough to solve. I don't think I even want to solve this on live on stream. Oh, this is what you meant? Interesting. Yep. I think I'm going to keep it like this for now. But if you guys want to solve this little problem afterwards, you are free to do it. I think I'm going to keep it simple and just basically return always the same type. At least for now. Yep, it's working. Okay. Let's run the entire test suite and see how it goes. We made progress today. We have the README done. We have PHP stand. Kind of happy. Some of you were asking like that we should run coverage to see how it goes. Let's do that as well. So coverage is an interesting thing because we cannot cover both runtimes at the same time, you know. But let's see how it goes, though. So if I'm going to type vendor bin past coverage, and obviously we are at 0% on the runtime we are not using, which is kind of expected. I'm wondering if I can solve this. Ooh, I have something maybe sexy here, chat. I have something maybe sexy here. With past PHP, you might be able to actually do this. I want to test always with these two engines. Let me see if I can do this. Exactly. This may actually work. Let me see. That would actually be cool if this works. Why are you complaining though? Undefined method with. Oh, because the width is after each, I think. Let me think. Let me just do this. I don't think it will work. Yeah, okay. How can I make this globally? Like a global data set that I just have to do like that? I may have to add this feature. I could describe all the time, but I don't want to do that, I think. Yeah, I may have to add this feature, indeed. It's a difficult one, the conditional one. Yeah. I just push it, so if you want to check it out, feel free to do it, all right? Let me think a little bit about this. Yeah, this is hooks, so this won't work. Could I actually make this into past? Yeah, it's too soon. I don't think I would be able to do this. Yep. Okay. Anyways, another option we have, which we may actually do, is that we can have this datasets folder. And we can have this, or actually, let's just create the file with the name dataset.php. And let's create here a dataset with this, runtimes. Exactly, let's use this. Use environment, use sync. So let's run sync first, and then async. Apologize about being coughing all the time, man, but there's nothing I can do, I think. Okay, I can make this a short closure, though. That's something I can do. Oh my god, here we go. Alright, a little bit better. We don't need this. Use fork. Okay, and something we can do now is go to, kind of sucks, but we can do this with runtimes. The dataset does not exist. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, it might be not. It might not be datasets, but just dataset. But let's see how it goes. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, we need to remove this. Here we go, chat. Bam, bam, bam. And there we go. Now we are literally executing every single test with a different engine. And that's why you have a code coverage to 64%, which is not bad. Ronaldo is saying the following: I cannot believe it. I opened Windsurf in a blank folder and I wrote, I need a composer package for this API with a docs link, and boom, it's building it right now. Indeed, man, this Windsurf agents situation, also cursed in Juni, it's pretty mind-blowing, indeed. Okay, we have 64% code coverage. Undeniably, there is a few things we need to test. Environment line 25. Let's go one by one. I think, you know what, guys? You guys can actually address these issues through pull request, so I don't have to spend time on this now. I'm gonna run composer lint. I can also adjust a little bit the composer.json, because now we don't need this crap anymore. I can just type here past parallel coverage, or yeah, coverage exactly. Here I'm going to put minimum for now, and we are with, last time I checked, 64%. Okay, let's run Pint, let's run past, let's run composer test, and see how it goes. Yep, it works as expected. Exactly what we wanted, chat. Improves test suite. Test suite and add types. Okay. So we still need to do a small video because I want to kind of publish a video about this a little bit. Let's go here and what am I doing? Okay. Okay, this is looking good. Yeah, I want to kind of improve a little bit the repo. So no wiki, sponsorships, yes, no projects. I think that's it. I do want all of this. Let's go all the way top. So Nuno Maduro, Pokio, da-da-da, a synchronous library for PHP. We still need a better pitch though. All right, guys, I need your help on this one. you guys can come up with a very good description, a very good pitch for this library. Again, we need something that conveys to that simple library that really just works on top of your existing project. You don't have to change a thing, blah blah blah. So let's maybe just copy this and go here and try to come up with a very good description. What is this though? Oh, we don't have yet, but we are going to have. Exactly, okay. Which description does Tokyo have though? Let me see. Asynchronous runtime for Rust, it provides building blocks, blah blah blah. Yeah, the usual crap. Okay. Tony Bam Bam Boom. Copyright Nuno. Little question, which tool do you use for streaming? I use a tool called Streamlabs. Honestly, like streaming is a science itself, and Streamlabs is kind of the only tool that really just works, at least in my opinion at the moment. So yeah, Streamlabs. Do you stream yourself or not? Is GitHub Copilot agent any good? I haven't tested yet. So I'm using Junie at the moment, so I haven't tested yet. Isaac is saying, I love the Pinkery project though. Yeah, me too, man. Pinkery is doing very well. I love to go to Pinkery every morning and see how it goes. So it's a great social media, and I'm happy with the progress and happy with the work that Puyapal is also doing over there. So I don't know if you know that it's Puyapal, which is one of the maintainers. He's doing a fantastic job. So okay, Esteban is saying Pokio is a that simple PHP, a synchronous library that just works. Honestly, I like that one. Pokio is non-equivalent missing on this article. Wait, what? I don't know. That simple PHP asynchronous runtime that just works. I'm going to just type here API that just works. Yeah, I want to start by showing equally a very simple example. So maybe let's just type Pokio is a that simple PHP asynchronous API that just works. Here is a very simple example. Here's a simple example. Here's an example, no simple. And then I'm going to go all the way down and put this. Here's a complex example. Yeah, OBS Studio is good as well, indeed. I'm just so used to Streamlabs, like I have all my setup in Streamlabs, that I'm just scared of trying anything else really. It just takes forever, so, you know. I'm wondering if we can make this a short closure to make it 1,000 times more simpler, you know? Let's push this and see how does it feel actually, okay? Let's push this and see how does it feel. By the way, chat, I'm going to speak at PHP Portugal about this project, and hopefully I will stream about that. So I think it'll be fun. And I don't know if I told you, Taylor Otwell is coming next week to our live stream. He will be here on his actually anniversary day. So he is super awesome to come here and be a little bit with us. Pokio is a that simple PHP asynchronous library that just works. Here is an example. Bam, bam, boom. Yes, I'm gonna move this two little things below installation. And yeah, absolutely move that below installation. An example, thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's complaining. What the fuck? I have no idea, like, literally. I don't know anymore. I'm gonna just use this. Oh, at the end. Oh, thank you. All right, it's done, chat. Thank you. Pokio is a that simple PHP asynchronous API that just works. Here is an example. Bam, we do this. Wait 2 seconds. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Task 1, task 2. Really cool stuff. Installation requires PHP. Okay, I'm going to move this small note. Do I want to move this small note? No, I don't. Get started by declaring the package through Composer, and then the usage. Yeah, the usage. Then we can elaborate a little bit more, right? Something I want to make sure is that we keep in check all those asyncs. So if by any chance the user forgets to call the await, we still need to await this at some point. If I go, for example, to promise JavaScript, I don't have like full documentation on this stuff. They do. Okay. I love this then. I want to do this as well. Like this then situation. Oh, here we go. Oh my god, the documentation sucks so bad. Here we go. The sync function declares each time an function returns a promise. Okay, so each time when an async function is called, it returns a new promise, which will be resolved with the value returned by the async function. I like this. Okay, this will work, I think. So the async global function creates a promise that will be resolved with the value returned by the async function. that will resolve the value returned by the given closure. Closure, exactly. Okay, so then we have an example. Return 1 plus 1. Do I want to give a little bit more real world examples here? Maybe. Yeah, this is a good one. You are very right. Anonymous is saying, I'm very bad writing docs, so I'm just interested to see your take. Yeah, typically, regarding my opinion about documentation is that it should be very world-oriented in the sense that you want to give like very real-world examples. You want to use a very friendly way of wording things. So you want to avoid technical terms. So I think, for example, this is a very good description. The async global function returns a promise that will resolve to the value returned by the given closure. So feels a good, a good sentence to me. Yeah, so I would say like for documentation, keep things simple, direct with real world examples, not a bunch of text, ideally, but yeah. Yeah, I want to definitely make sure people know that the functions are global. That's why I made here the async global function. So no imports are necessary for this. We don't need the promise all because technically the await asserts an array. You can provide an array. That just works. Mike is asking if I'm going to use some sort of set timeout-like function. Why would you need that, though? Can you elaborate why you think we would need that? GitHub link is asking Ikoi Somadina from TikTok. I actually cannot share links on TikTok. So TikTok actually have a strict policy regarding links, so I cannot do that. What you can do is that you can go to github/nunomaduro/pokio and you will find this project, okay? Here we go. So you go here, github.com/nunomaduro/pokio, and you will find this project, okay? Line 23, there is a problem. Okay, let me see. 23, you said? Oh, indeed. Thank you. So the async global function returns a promise that will eventually, I like this thing, eventually resolve the value returned by the given closure. Okay, so this is simple. That's simple. And then we have, optionally, you can pass a second argument to the async function, which will be used as rescue, which will rescue the exception thrown by the closure. Exactly. So here, if I do something like this, this will be exactly that. That was a good example. Thank you, thank you. This will look so much better with a catch though, but with async await we cannot do that. So I think I'm going to keep it simple like this. Although Although with yeah, I could do this. I think I want to do that actually. Let me see. If I go here, and if I, here we go. Yeah, I think this API is 1,000 times better. Here we go. So optionally, you might chain a catch method to the promise, which will be called if the promise is rejected. If the given closure throws an exception. Yips. Roberto99, I've made that question to the chat multiple times, like if we should use namespaced functions or not. People just said that globally is just better. Like realistically, when things are global, people just think it's just part of the language. And I think like it is kind of a cool aspect of just being able to do async await. What do you think, chat? Without having to import anything, you know what I mean? Pokio doesn't mean anything really. It's just, Tokyo from Rust. So there is literally this library called it Tokyo in Rust for the asynchronous runtime. So I just replaced the T with a P because it stands for PHP, and that's it. Yeah, I think also global is better, to be honest. What if other package has the same global function? Well, that's his problem, not mine. That's good enough, right? Yep. Tokyo from Rust, indeed. I don't think that it will be other open source project with async await. But I mean, this won't be released like V1 immediately, so we still have time to think about that a little bit. Okay, chat? All right, so optionally, you might chain something like that. So here you can just chain with throwable like this, and that will just work. If you don't want to use the catch method, you can also use the native try catch block. So if I do this, oops, exactly. Okay, we don't need this. So this is the async. Let's move now to the await. The await global function will block the current thread, in this case is process, until the given promise results. Dudes, should we try async within async? We haven't tried that. Do you think it will work? It would be actually nuts if it does, right? Oh my god, we haven't tried this. Oh my god, I'm excited about this. Okay. Oh my god. It would be nuts if this actually works. This won't work for sure. Because what is this? This will return a promise again. This won't work. Here we go. Here we go. He's already like complaining the shit out of this. But let's see. Let's try something. If I do this. This will potentially work. This actually works. Oh my actual god. I have no idea how this is even working. Jesus Christ. And I made this. It's kind of insane. Carlson is asking if there's any Portuguese here in the chat. I think there is, actually. There is a huge Portuguese viewership here. AGZac is asking, does this extension allow from processes to access to other processes variables? I don't think it does. So technically, if you want to do that, you need to provide just variables like this. You would do something like this, you know? So that variable will be serialized and sent to this child process. So I think what happens is that this given child process will literally create another child process, which is technically insane. Now, something that would be really cool to do is something like this, which is not technically impossible. Like, realistically, this is not technically impossible. I have no idea how this would even work, though. I think, honestly, let me try something real quick. Let me go here to runtime fork. Well, I mean, just one thing. If I use the sync environment, this should already work though, right? Because it's synchronous, so there is no reason why this wouldn't work. Exactly. It still returns like a promise at the end. But the fork doesn't. Let me try something real quick. Let me go here into the fork runtime. And when we resolve the callback, and then we have a result, if the result is an instance of promise, we may have to await the result. Ah, that was a close one. That was a close one, chat. Oh my god. Do I want to do this? Yeah, exactly. So if I want... I knew it! Here we go, chat. Okay, so this will be very difficult to explain, but what's happening is that if you are within the child process, and if you try to run a callback, and that callback returns still a promise, before returning the original promise, I'm gonna await for the result, which technically, and I mean technically, allows me to do stuff like this. It's so cool, man. Oh my god, I'm so nerd. Jesus Christ. It's indeed processes within processes within processes within processes. This is exactly what's happening here. How many recursive processes can we do before crashing the memory? That's actually a very good question. Do I want to test that? Maybe not. Next time. How the fuck this is actually even working? Jesus Christ. So yeah, this is way more than 3 asyncs. VDC is saying, I think you should use light theme. Ah, man, I'm not a fan of it. Well, I am, but just not... when I'm having like big coding sessions, I cannot go light theme. That's it. What do you guys use, by the way? Do you guys use light theme or something a little bit more like this? Adam Griffith is saying, also Spassy did this 8 years ago. I think there is a few differences between Spassy's fork package and this one. Starting by the sense that this one works on Windows environments. That's actually a big one. Mateus Guimarães is saying, well, hell no, I'm not a monster. Wow, ouch. Ouch. Oh my god, this is actually so sick. It's so sick, honestly. We do need a test for this, so I'm gonna go here, tests, features. going to type here recursive await test. Okay, so technically, let's try to create the most weird scenario you can think of. So obviously this is 1, right? And this will return 1 in both scenarios. Ooh, it's failing. What the actual fuck? Failing asserting that promise is equals to 1. Really? Didn't we just do this? We did. What the fuck? Oh, we did, but we didn't do that for the sync runtime. Oh, okay. So here we still need to do that that small game. So here I need to do something like this. If the result is an instance of promise, wait, do I want promise here? Yeah, I want promise. Then the new result will be the weight of that. And I want to return it. Oof, now everything is failing. Jesus Christ. Ah, forgot to return when I am out of the if condition. Here we go. Okay, so we have a recursive. Yeah, we have a recursive await just working. This is awesome. Which other types of scenarios do we need to test, chat? I think this is enough, but... yeah, let's do multiple awaits. This should just work as well. Yep. I think one interesting thing we can do is have like a promise like this, but then at some point within the recursive situation, we stop. And then we have, again, multiple asyncs like this. So one will return 1, the second will return 2, and we return the await of the promise 1 and 2. So I would expect this to have 1 and 2, potentially. Oh my god, how the hell is this even working? Okay. I guess I'm not going to question this. Feat adds support to recursive awaits. You can comment this a little bit. Will function, the option can catch. Okay, I'm gonna try block. Optionally, do we have an optionally already? We do. If you return a promise from the closure, it will be awaited automatically. Exactly. Beautiful. Beautiful. So the wait global function will block the current process execution until the given promise resolves. So this one is trivial. Yep. You may also pass an array of promises to the wait function, which will be waited in parallel. simultaneously. Much better. Promise A, promise B, and you may wait for all of them. Exactly. Ali is saying that recursive async should be optional. Why do you think it should be optional, though? I'm curious about that. Vidyat V is saying, what do you think about Deloitte devs? I don't know what Deloitte is. Mike is asking, can you change promises with Spatie async package? I have no idea. Haven't used it yet. Adam is asking, no idea, just join and remind me of the Spatie async package that I've seen ages ago. This is a great learning of the extension PCNLT, though. Indeed, man, that extension is very powerful. And honestly, this is the most easy package I have ever developed in my life. Gets complex in the betweens, but you know, overall, it really just works. So very happy with the result. Charlie French Boy is saying the following, still about the theme discussion. I use both light and dark depending on the light of the room, time of the day, and the mood. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I also change even the font, dude, and also the size of the font. I actually change that all the time. Typically, I like to have big fonts and a very clear font as well, but I may change it all the time as well. Roberto99 is saying, I need to see a real use case for chained recursions. Dude, it's not actually a very uncommon case. If you think a little bit, JavaScript, the all promise situation in JavaScript is actually recursive promises when you think a little bit about that. So we have a request, which will be awaited. So that's already a promise. Then you go to read a file. That's a promise as well. And meanwhile, you are literally resolving other promises on different requests. So we are literally talking about recursive promises on JavaScript since day one. So I'm glad that I was able to add this here as well. Charlie French Boy is saying that he actually managed to change the theme automatically thanks to PHP Storm. Interesting. For Blitz is asking that one guy wrote on his YouTube post that some hostings do not provide the PSNTL extension. So when that happens, I'm actually swapping automatically to a different runtime. So if you have that extension enabled plus POSIX, I'm gonna use the fork runtime. Otherwise, I'm gonna use the sync runtime. That's the goal. I kind of want to develop the then, though, a little bit. In the catch, we still need to develop the catch. What time is it? Yeah, it's kind of over for me today already. So there is a few things I want to do. I'm going to actually write those on as GitHub issues. So I'm going to go here. Why is this still failing? Oh, it's failing on Windows. Well, I guess I know why. Yeah, on Windows, we do need to skip that dataset. So how can I do that? Let's go here. Yep, on Windows, we do need to skip this. So if I don't have that extension loaded, I'm going to literally just type mark task as skipped. Can I do this? I don't know if I can do this, but what I can do to try it out is this. Yep, just works. Nice, 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 nice. So if I don't have those both extensions, I don't use fork. All right, this will do the job and make my test suite happy. So I'm going to type CI, ignore fork runtime on Windows. It's funny that we were just talking about this and this happens. Ali is saying that JavaScript does not await recursively. That's interesting. What do you mean exactly? Because if you return a promise, that promise will, you know, be automatically resolved on it then. I'm confused about that. We may change that. We may change that, all right? I'm going to make it like this for now, but we may change that, okay? Thank you for that feedback. Okay, we should have a happy test suite now. Let's end up the stream by writing a few GitHub issues so people can help me out with this, okay? So I'm going to go here and write a few GitHub issues. Implement, promise, API in general. So if I go to promise JavaScript, there is a bunch of things we can do here, especially these three basically. These are the most important ones. So I think I'm going to actually have them individually. So implement, promise, catch. That's one. Implement, promise, finally. That's two. Implement, promise, then. And that's three. By the way, chat, thank you so much for today's live stream. It was really a pleasure to be with you all once again. If you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer, streaming during weekdays. If you don't follow me yet, feel free to give me a shout out and a follow on my YouTube channel, publishing content every now and then. And if you enjoyed this live stream today, give me a follow and a like button if you can, please. Okay, I wanna kind of end up with a happy test suite. Let's see how it goes this one. That simple PHP. That simple PHP. API for PHP. I do want equally update composer. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this will work on the regular Laravel app, on the regular VPS, because it's Unix, okay? We don't need the wait all because we have the wait function that accepts an array as well. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still coughing all the time, so hopefully I will get better soon. Thank you so much for that. All right, chat. I'm going to end this by sharing with you all the link once again. Here we go. This project will probably only be released once I'm fully happy with the API. Plus, I have some branding content for this, like a logo, a video, and everything. But this will power many of the performance improvements you guys are going to see in Past 4. Okay? So in Past 4, we obviously have many things to do, including making some features like architectural testing much, much faster, type coverage much, much faster. So I'm going to power all of those performance improvements with Pokio, and hopefully people will be happy about that. I think they will because I will, so that's actually a very good sign. Okay. So that being said, let's rate someone as usual, like we always do on Twitch, and let's see who we have online. We have literally a developer doing Laravel, so I guess we're going to rate him, okay? There we go. All right, chat, thank you so much for coming today. You guys are absolutely awesome. I love you all, and catch you guys next time, all right? That being said, peace out.